Comedian Kathy Griffin did something that, of course, she got a lot of heat for because it involved violent imagery and it also involved a decapitated head of our president. So, oh God, that sounded really dirty. I said of our president. I think it's the first time I've said that. Anyway.
Yeah. Wow, a lot of parts of the story are unfortunate, but you're right. The minute you said our president, I was like, ugh.
Right.
To be fair, I also said that about the decapitated head.
Right, exactly. Here is the photo shoot that Kathy Griffin did. It is a head resembling Donald Trump, and it's bloody and looks terrible. The photographer behind it, Tyler Shields, is defending it, even though a lot of people, Democrats and liberals included, don't like it. Shields says, some people look at it and they love it. Some people look at it and they hate it. I understand there are going to be people that hate this. It's a very touchy subject, but this is not real. We didn't kill anybody, nor do I feel anybody should be killed. It's no different from a movie. It just happens to be a still image. I hate the image. I hate Trump, but I still hate the image. I think that we've become so uncivil as a society, and we've become, everyone, like everything's become so toxic, and we just need to reel it back in a little bit and just calm down with like the violent rhetoric, the violent imagery, inciting people. It's just not a good idea.
No, I'm disgusted by it, and it's a super obvious ploy to get attention, and it's super cheap. Come on, Kathy Griffin, I know you're desperate for attention, and like your whole career is based on that, but don't do this. This is gross. Yeah. And for the artist, it's not much of an art. That's not a statement. And we've covered a lot of anti-Trump art, which we appreciate, which I think is really clever. Like when they put the emoluments clause of the Constitution on the Trump Hotel in DC, right? But they did it through lights so that it's not permanent.
Right.
Really clever, got a lot of attention, is a smart point to make. A decapitated head doesn't mean anything. What does that mean? What are you trying? No, take it off. I hate it so much. I can't stand it, right? So now, look, whenever I look at stuff like this, I always think, what if the shoe was on the other foot? If some right-wing asshole had a decapitated head of Obama that they held up, oh my God, how repulsive would that be? And so in this case, it's equally repulsive. Don't do that. It makes you look like the bad guys. And if you think that that's fun or clever, you are. That's not what how we should be protesting the president. It's really gross. And the other thing that gets under my skin is, it's like a look at me, daddy, look at me. Everybody now is forced to talk about me because I'm such an asshole.
Yeah, it's just a bad idea all around. But look, to be fair to those on the left, a lot of people criticized her for doing this. It's not just us. Alyssa Milano was another person who was pretty aggressive in tweeting about it and showing that she disagreed with this image. She's like, I'm sorry, but that's totally inappropriate and so very offensive. And I have to believe you're smart enough to know better. So.
Wow. And I'm not convinced that she's smart enough to know better.
Yeah, and for her part, after Kathy Griffin tweeted that image, she followed it up with another tweet saying that she would never condone or support violence. But still, I mean, that's a violent image, and you're right. I mean, if you want to make a political statement, that's not the most effective way to go about it.
Just every time, guys, think about what if the shoe was on the other foot. Imagine if they did that to Hillary Clinton's head. Oh, come on.
I mean, it's disgusting, but yeah.
No, it's gross. It's absolutely gross. And it makes you look like you're the bad guys again, because I think in this case you are, and you lose the moral high ground. Man, you have to work really hard to lose the moral high ground to Donald Trump, but they did it.
Yeah.
Young Turks membership creates independent media.
Believe me.
No ads.
Believe me.
All the shows.
Believe me.
On demand.
Believe me.
Support independent media.
Believe me.
It's awesome, tremendous. You'll love it.
Believe me.
And by the end, you'll be thinking,
I'm like a smart person.
tytnetwork.com/join.